Callahan here. I want to make a quick video. I was just downtown getting my haircut this morning and saw this sign on the outside of this building, and it says permanently closed due to staffing shortage. And you can see it here. I'm going to zoom in and just so you can kind of see. But obviously this is a big fear in every small business right now, especially in the service industry. A couple years ago, actually probably 8 to 10 years ago, in my lawn care company, Callahan's Lawn Care, we almost had the same scenario. And this is why I'm such a big preacher of building that virtual bench. So what happened in our company is we were probably somewhere between 20 to 25 employees 8 to 10 years ago, full-time. And about half to 3/4 of our staff decided to go out and actually start their own lawn care company. So lo and behold, I came in Monday morning to open the shop as normal. We're getting the equipment ready, and at 7 a.m. when we were supposed to start, only 8 of approximately 20 to 25 employees were there. Come to find out a few hours later, they actually had started their own company and started to steal our business from our existing client base. That was one of the ugliest points in my business in the last 25 years, when our staff literally created a mutiny and started their own business and started taking our employees. Obviously, long story short, we got through it. But when I saw this sign behind me that this business has gone out of business permanently, in most of these videos here, and pretty much all of them, I'm not on a pedestal preaching. I'm talking about the things that we were lucky enough to get right, and some of the things we obviously did not get right, and we had to figure out how to overcome them. So the video today is, don't fall victim to your labor force or potential labor force. Go out and build your virtual bench. And how this can be accomplished, at least the way we tackled it, is we went out and recruited every single week, every Monday and Wednesday, for every position in the company, including my own, to build a virtual bench. We ended up ranking these applicants in an A, B, and C fashion with interviewers' comments. In our CRM, the software we used, we created a searchable view based on A, B, and C rankings. And whenever we needed to employ or we needed to fire someone, we could go into the software and say, I need all my A employees in the last 15 to 20 days. This gave us a virtual bench. It gave us the ability to have the power back in the business owners in control. And now that when we hit those major growth spurts, when we needed several people, we would go back and actually search that database again. So now we are in control as a business owner. So when we grow the business and we need more people, we have a qualified labor pool. And then in addition, when somebody no calls and no shows, or you have a 2-person crew and that one person ends up working by themselves because somebody no called, no show you, that's when you usually get blackmailed for that raise. So sometimes we would give them that raise. They'd get to the end of the week on Friday, but at the end of the week, we were working that database and hiring the replacement. And this is the process we built to stop hiring the first person through the door with a pulse, or maybe half a pulse, because we needed bodies because we were growing so quickly, or we were having major labor issues. So the video today is warning you. I feel bad for this business. It looks like they've gone out of business based on this sign here. And basically it says, due to staff shortage, they are permanently going out of business. Go check their other location. So word to the wise today, don't fall victim to what I did and thinking your team is going to be there forever. Go out and constantly recruit and get that virtual bench and rank them in some kind of fashion so you know who they are. And remind your team that you're constantly interviewing and building the team. So we'd always mention the shop once or twice a month for sure, saying, hey, I've got a half a day or a full day of interviews today. And the team would start to look around and say, wait a minute, we're at full staff. Why is this guy interviewing? Well, we didn't want to scare them, but we also wanted to keep them in check, to let them know that every position in the business was replaceable if they weren't doing their job, they weren't showing up on time, and doing what they should have been doing as a team player. So video today is go out, start creating that virtual bench, interviewing several times a week. And if you are in the lawn care industry or even the home cleaning industry, I'm pretty positive there is similar timing in there. But in our business, what we found is there was within a 2-week range, either way, I can go back historic, last 7 to 10 years, we would either have to fire someone or someone would quit. And it would be Memorial Day, July 4th, the week of August 18th, and the last week of October for the summer season. But we knew historically we would be either losing somebody or letting someone go on average in those areas. So we constantly picked up our recruiting from Monday, Wednesday to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that actually allowed us to create that virtual bench and overcome our labor pool issues. And crazy as it sounds, actually, a couple folks just walked up behind me to actually walk into this restaurant. And it was another potential customer they could have had here, but unfortunately with the sign on the door here, they've closed because they were not going out proactively building that virtual bench. And when you're building that virtual bench, I'd suggest actually going out and recruiting for your own position, because this is how I found my replacement at Callahan's. And we found him about 1.5 to 2 years earlier than we actually needed him. But when you're going out and finding the positions that you need when you need them, it's too late. So I would recommend going out proactively and start searching for those positions that you need in the future and building out an organizational chart from the top down. And don't put names on it. Put the positions, the responsibilities, and the skill set that you're looking for. And that skill set and the position you're looking for hopefully will be on your doorstep before you absolutely need them. So, once again, this business, obviously I feel bad for them. We've all been in this scenario or close to it, where staffing is jeopardized the profitability or even the livelihood and the pulse of keeping the business in business. So don't make the mistake here that possibly happened. Don't make the mistake that I did in my business. Go out and recruit at least once or twice a week, potentially 3 times a week before you need those positions. Build an organizational chart. I suggest sticky notes, put it on the wall and on top of a big sticky note. And that's something you can roll up or keep on the wall. But as those positions change or as the business grows, we can pull those little sticky notes off and reorganize them. Don't put people's names on them. Put the position and the responsibilities and the skill set. So we're building the business and the scalability around positions and skill set, not around an individual's strengths and weaknesses. So if we're going to lift the hood a little bit and expose some weaknesses internally, that's one thing in the early days at Callahan's we'd build positions around an existing employee's skill set, which was a massive mistake. But once we started defining the role and the skill set and hired for the skill set and the position, that's when success happened, because we could standardize it, train to it, and replace it a hell of a lot easier. So comments, questions, drop them below. But obviously not great news here for this business, but I wanted to spread the word that, hey, we almost got in this scenario. Obviously, we fought back, replaced those employees, and got our customer base under control before they took it from us. But another good takeaway is get a non-solicit. It's not a non-compete nowadays. It's a non-solicit, and that non-solicit is enforceable in court, and it's a non-solicit for your current customer base. So comments, questions, drop them below. Hope everybody's having a great week, and we'll talk to you later this week.